Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dheena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्री स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So, which Goswami did we learn about in the last class? Anybody know? Remembers? Yes,
Jiva Goswami.
Srila Jiva Goswami.
Yes.
Okay, so anything you know about Jiva Goswami? Who is he? How is he related to Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami?
He's a nephew of both of them.
Yeah, very nice. Who's the father of Jiva Goswami?
Anupama.
Anupama. Haribol. And any inspiring lesson that you want to take back? Anything that has touched you? Any of you can answer.
Though his father was not on the spiritual line, from the childhood he was inclined towards Bhagavatam. He went to Navadvipa, studied Sanskrit and all that.
Haribol.
They were in the footsteps of Nityananda Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. Haribol. Very.
Melody.
Any other lesson? Anybody? So another proof that, Rupa Goswami mentions, right? Devotional service has no barricade. There's no barrier for devotional service. It's ahaituki apratihata. In Bhagavatam, it says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yata bhakti radokshje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Ahaituki apratihata. Devotional service has two characteristics. One is ahaituki. That means it is not done for any benefit in return. It's one way. Devotional service is one way. There is no coming, right? You cannot, it's not business, right? That is unconditionally you need to offer devotional service to the Lord. Next, apratihata means it's uninterrupted. Nothing can check devotional service. Nothing can stop devotional service, right? Our family background, age, gender, nationality, creed, caste, how literate are we, how illiterate are we, nothing stops devotional service. And Jiva Goswami has proved that. His father was not very much inclined. Yes, he was supporting, but he was not very much inclined. He did not become a Goswami as such, right? But he became he became a Goswami, right? He took inspiration from Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, right? Nityananda Prabhu. He learned Sanskrit. He became a scholar in Sanskrit, right? And any other unique thing that comes to your mind? Anything significantly that comes to your mind about Rupa Goswami? Sorry, Jiva Goswami. What did he do after Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami leave the world? What did Jiva Goswami do?
He went to Vrindavan and established the Radha Damodara temple.
Radha Damodar. Yeah, Radha Damodar. Okay, fine. But
He
what did
became
he
the
do other
Acharya
than
of
that?
all the Vaishnavas.
Ah, became the spiritual master of all the acharyas going forward. All the Vaishnava acharyas, right, had got an opportunity to learn from Jiva Goswami. Right, he took up that, he took up that, like, voluntarily. He wanted to guide all the future acharyas so that they would all become, they can all spread and further preach Krishna consciousness in its right. Huh? You're not audible, Mataji. Can you please? Can't hear you. Okay. Hare Krishna. So today we will be learning about Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Okay, so Gopal Bhatta Goswami is uh, another Goswami of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, right?
कुछ नहीं
Okay, so Gopal Bhatta Goswami is another Goswami of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. We've learned about three Goswamis now. This is the fourth Goswami we'll be learning about. Okay. So, a little about Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He's from South India. The other Goswamis that we've learned so far, they're all from North India, right? But Gopal Bhatta Goswami is from South India, and in fact, he's from Srirangam, right? So he's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he went for the South Indian tour, right? That time he went to Gopal Bhatta Goswami's house, and that's how Gopal Bhatta Goswami got connected to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so all the Goswamis are actually said to be under direct guidance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so yeah, Venkata Bhatta is the father of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and they are from Sri Sampradaya, and they are actually they follow Ramanuja Sampradaya. Okay, there are four Vaishnava, no, two or three Vaishnava Sampradayas, right? And Ramanujacharya Sampradaya is what Gopal Bhatta Goswami's father and all of them used to follow. Okay, so Vaishnava Sampradaya formerly belonged to the disciplic succession of Ramanuja Sampradaya, but later he came to Gaudiya Sampradaya, that is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So in the early 1433, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was touring South India, he stayed Chaturmasya, right? In 4 months of Chaturmasya, he stayed in the houses Venkata Bhatta. So during Chaturmasya, usually it's not encouraged for the sadhus to travel, sannyasis to travel, because of the heavy rains, and diseases also will spread due to rain and things like that, right? So scientifically also it is not advised to travel during rainy season, and all the sannyasis used to rest for those 4 months in the year, Chaturmasya, right? And same way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone for South Indian tour, and when Chaturmasya came, he also rested. So he rested, he stayed in Venkata Bhatta's house, right? Can you imagine? That is Venkata Bhatta is Gopal Bhatta Goswami's father, right? And Venkata Bhatta and the entire family actually got an opportunity to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to their heart's content. Can you imagine? Right? And Gopal Bhatta was very small that time. Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he was very small, and he got to see the Lord. He would talk to the Lord, right? He would spend some time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? He was a small person that time, okay, small boy. And Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami was later initiated by his uncle, the great sannyasi Prabodhananda Saraswati. Okay, so Prabodhananda Saraswati, anybody knows who is Prabodhananda Saraswati in Krishna Leela? In Chaitanya Leela, he is a very renowned associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is also, a very great learned Vaishnava. But in Krishna Leela, who is he? Guesses?
Tunga Vidya Mataji. Tunga
Goloka. She
Vidya.
is Gopi.
Tunga Vidya.
Okay. But when Krishna came to earth and he performed some pastime, what was Prabodhananda Saraswati there that time? Any guesses? I can give you a clue. He prayed for a daughter, for Krishna in the form of a daughter.
Hare Krishna Mataji, your voice is not audible, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, am I audible? Give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay, Hare Krishna. Sorry, there was some issue here. Yeah, so yeah, Tunga Vidya. Yeah, we were here. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Prabodhananda Saraswati was also a Vaishnava sannyasi who was an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he initiated Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami got the first set of guidance from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his house. Right, that was the inspiration that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him, but the actual person who initiated him, was Prabodhananda Saraswati. In Krishna Lila, she is Tunga Vidya Gopi. If you go to Mayapur, right, in the Ashta Sakhis, you can actually see even Tunga Vidya, right? One of the 8 prominent Sakhis is Tunga Vidya, and that in Chaitanya Lila, it is she came as Prabodhananda Saraswati, right? If you go to Mayapur, you can actually see. Okay, so now we already saw here Venkata Bhatta was from Mayavad, Sri Sampradaya, right, or Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, right? So they actually worship Vishnu. They don't worship Krishna. They worship Vishnu, and they don't worship Radharani, right? They worship Lakshmi Devi instead, right? Now there was a debate, not a debate exactly, but there was a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Venkata Bhatta regarding this. Anybody knows what Venkata Bhatta told regarding Radharani and Lakshmi and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated it? Anybody? Okay, so Venkata Bhatta was worshipping Lakshmi, right? Lakshmi Narayan is what they worship, Sri Sampradaya. And that time, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and told, why are you worshipping Lakshmi Narayan? Why can't you worship Radha Krishna? Right? So Venkata Bhatta was like, Radharani? No, Lakshmi is he started glorifying Lakshmi and saying Lakshmi is that, Lakshmi is this. Right? But we all know in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's given, who is Adi Lakshmi? Radharani is Adi Lakshmi. All the Lakshmis come out from Radharani's body, right? So Radharani is actually the mother of all the Lakshmis, that way. Right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Venkata Bhatta's argument by saying, oh, if Lakshmi is so exalted, then why is she not part of Rasalila? Right? So why was Lakshmi not allowed to go to Rasalila? So it's given in the Puranas that Lakshmi was not given permission to enter Rasalila. Right? So that's why she got scared. She got angry. She wanted to badly participate in Rasalila, but she was not given any opportunity. So she went and did a huge, long tapasya, right, for this purpose actually. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Venkata Bhatta by saying, if she was that great, why was she not given permission to enter Rasalila? See, Lakshmi is no doubt, she is an eternal associate of Lord Vishnu. She is a very, very empowered, she's an eternal associate. She's the wife of Lord Vishnu, right? But she is an Aishwarya Bhav, right? Vaikuntha is always an Aishwarya Bhav. There is no Madhurya Bhav there. There's no Madhurya Ras. It's full of opulence, right? It's full of opulence, gold and everything, power and etc. But Goloka is exact contrast, right? There it is full of love, Madhurya Bhav, where Krishna just plays. Krishna plays like a small boy, right? Krishna plays with his gopas. Krishna gets defeated by the gopas, right? Krishna takes punishments from Yashoda Mata for doing mischief. That kind of bhav, Madhurya bhav, right? Vatsalya bhav. So, because Lakshmi Devi is more inclined towards Aishwarya bhav, she was not given any permission to enter Rasalila. Okay, so and we all know that Adi Lakshmi is Radharani. So Lakshmi comes from Radharani, right? Like how Vishnu comes from Krishna. Same way Lakshmi comes from Radharani. Okay, so that's the position of Radha Krishna. So this is one thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Venkata Bhatta, and all this inspired Gopal Bhatta Goswami right from the childhood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him sow the seed of inspiration or seed of bhakti in his heart right in his childhood during this Chaturmasya stay. Okay, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, as he grew up, right, he started nurturing that bhakti seed, and finally he got initiated and he also became a Goswami of Vrindavan. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami thought how wonderful it would be to see Lord Chaitanya with all his associates. As a sannyasi, he's alone with just one assistant, and then he dozed off. All this was when he was small, right? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying with him, Gopal Bhatta Goswami used to think, right now he's just alone. How beautiful it will be if all his associates come together, right? And before sleeping, he used to think, right? And then in the dream, right? He just thought of this and he slept, right? And in the dream, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with so many associates. Can you imagine? Krishna reciprocates, right? Another instance proving that. So Lord Chaitanya called him Gopal, 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 and he ran to where Lord Chaitanya was. But Lord Chaitanya had changed his form. He was Krishna with so many cowherd boys. Gopal but offered his prostrate obeisances, and he looked up. Lord Chaitanya was no longer there. He was Krishna, and he saw him as Lord Chaitanya with so many associates. See, this is the realization Gopal Bhatta Goswami got in his dream, that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna are not different, they are the same. Right? In the dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with so many associates, and then he called him Gopal, Gopal, Gopal. And when Gopal ran towards him, there was no Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya has transformed into Krishna with so many cowherd boys. That means all the associates were actually cowherd boys. Right? And then when he was offering his Dandavat Pranam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. Right? So, and he asked Lord Chaitanya, and the Lord revealed himself as Krishna's avatar. Can you imagine? So, Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in his vision and told that he is not different from Krishna, showed it, right? So, both the father and the mother of Gopal Bhatta Goswami were extremely fortunate, for they dedicated their entire lives in the service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, after this argument about Lakshmi Devi, right, Venkata Bhatta transformed into a Gaudiya Vaishnava, right? He was no longer in Sri Sampradaya. And they started serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like from their heart and soul. And they gave up their, lives for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine? They dedicated their son also for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Same way. And then when Gopal Bhatta Goswami, so when Venkata Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta Goswami's parents left the world, right? So Gopal Bhatta Goswami traveled, right? And he got initiated by Prabodhananda Saraswati. And then he started his own, what do you call? His Goswami life, okay, in Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, he was worshipping Radharaman. Right, all the Goswamis have their deities, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami's deity was Radharaman. Okay, you can see in the picture. So but the one specialty of Radharaman was that Rupa Goswami had a deity, a proper deity, right, of Radha Govinda Dev. Sanatan Goswami also had a proper deity of Radha Madan Mohan. Jiva Goswami also Radha Damodar. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami had a Shaligram. He did not have a deity, right? All he had was stone, a few saligram stones, right? The black saligram, Krishna saligram it is called. There are different saligrams, right? Vishnu saligram is different, Krishna saligram is different. So what Gopal Bhatta Goswami had was the black stones of Krishna saligram, and he used to worship them, right? While all the other Goswamis used to worship deities, Gopal Bhatta Goswami used to worship the saligram shilas. They are called shilas, right? He had 12 shilas, right? And he had found them in Gandaki river, right? But because all the other Goswamis had deities, right? He also had in his heart, oh, if I had a deity, I also could have bathed, dressed, offered bhoga. I could have done proper worship, right? Like dressing the deity with jewelry, with clothes and everything, right? So he had it in his mind. He always hankered in his heart. He wanted a proper deity, right? So one evening of now Narsimha Chaturdashi, he was meditating on Lord Narsimha Dev manifesting himself from a stone column and prayed that Krishna would somehow manifest to him. So he was thinking about Narasimha Leela that was happening, right? He came from a pillar, right? A stone column. For just to save Prahlad, he came from a pillar. So he was thinking, oh, from a pillar, from a stone, Narasimha Dev appeared, right? He was just thinking, and he was also praying. From this, again, stone, right? Shila, Shaligram Shila, Krishna can also appear, right? He was praying. Krishna somehow, you can also appear from the Shila. Right? Can you imagine? On Narasimha Chaturdashi, he was praying. And actually, why this happened was previous day of this, a rich man came, okay? A rich industrialist came to Vrindavan, and he wanted to donate jewelry, dress, and all that to the deities. So all the Goswamis, he went and he gave jewelry to their deities. But when he came to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he saw the Shilas. Right? For Shilas, you can't put clothes and deity, jewelry and all, right? So that industrialist went, oh, I can't give you anything. And he went, right? So that actually touched Gopal Bhatta Goswami's heart. And he was like, if I had a Shila, deity, then I also could have got the ornaments and everything, and I also could have decorated, right? So he was praying so badly on the next day, Narasimha Chaturdashi day. Okay, and he slept that evening. And the next morning, when he woke up, right? Wonders of wonder, he saw the deity. You can see in the picture, right? The same deity had come from the biggest Shila. He had 12 stones, right? 12 Shilas. From one of the Shila, which was big, right? Radharaman manifested. Can you imagine? He was wonderstruck. He was like, what? It's called Damodar Shila, actually, right? And from biggest Shila, it's called Damodar Shila. And from that Shila, a 12-inch Radharaman deity manifested. Can you imagine? Nobody carved in the night. It just came manifested, right? It's called Udbhava Murti, right? So Udbhava Murti, Radharaman 12-inch deity came from that Damodar Shila, right? And the instruction of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami installed one of the 7 principal deities of Vrindavan, the Radharaman deity. So the Radha Govinda Dev we saw, Radha Madan Mohan temple we saw, Radha Damodar temple we saw in Jiva Goswami's glories. Now here we see Radharaman temple. That was again Gopal Bhatta Goswami installed, right? So one of the 7 temples are there. No, one of the 7 temples is Radha, Raman, right? And it is said that in Radharaman deity, right, you can see all the 3 principal deities of Vrindavan. That is Radha Govinda Dev, okay, of Rupa Goswami, Radha Madan Mohan of Sanatan Goswami, and Radha Damodar of Jiva Goswami. All the 3 deities you can see in one Radharaman, right? Some devotees actually describe it very well, like this is Radha Govinda Dev sort of a thing, and maybe the middle portion is of Radha Madan Mohan, and maybe the legs are all of Radha Damodar. I'm not sure about that, but all the 3 deities are there in Radha Raman, right? And that's why it is said, if you cannot pray to separate these 3 deities separately, then you pray only to Radharaman. You will get the benefit of praying to 3 forms, right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine, right? So when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami took permission from all Vaishnavas before writing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Gopal Bhatta Goswami also gave him his blessings, but he requested him not to mention his name in the book. You can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, after every chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, Shri Rupa Sanatana Padayara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadasa. Right? So, Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadasa. So he mentions Rupa Goswami's name, Raghunath Goswami's name, right? But he doesn't mention Gopal Bhatta Goswami's name because Gopal Bhatta Goswami had requested him not to mention his name in the book, right? So that's why he doesn't. But otherwise, actually, Gopal Bhatta Goswami also blessed Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to write. Right, this is the Saligram Shila I was talking about. There are 12 Shilas, and overnight, one of the Shilas became Radharaman. Right? And yeah, therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned has mentioned Gopal Bhatta Goswami only very cautiously in one or two passages of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Jiva Goswami has written in the beginning of his Tattva Sandarbha, a devotee from southern India who was born of a Brahmana family and was a very intimate friend of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, has written a book that he has not compiled chronologically. Therefore, I, a tiny living entity known as Jiva, am trying events of the book chronologically, consulting the direction of great personalities like Madhvacharya, Sridhar Swami, Ramanujacharya, and other senior Vaishnavas in the disciplic succession. So this Jiva Goswami mentioning about Gopal Bhatta Goswami, right? So again, so Gopal Bhatta Goswami was in the times of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Jiva Goswami is very, very young. Okay. So in the beginning of Bhagavat Sandarbha, there are similar statements by Jiva Goswami to glorify Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Okay. So these are the books written by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So all the Goswamis, they wrote books. Okay. So Satya Kriyasara Deepika, he compiled a book. He edited Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas is from Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami wrote it. Gopal Bhatta Goswami edited it. Okay. And wrote a forward to Sat Sandarbha, a commentary on Krishna Karnamrita. He wrote Krishna Karnamrita commentary. Krishna Karnamrita is written by Bilvamangal Thakur, right? But Gopal Bhatta Goswami wrote. Okay. And all the samskaras in the Samskara Deepika are by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. In the Gaura Gunodesha Deepika, it is mentioned that his previous name in the pastimes of Lord Krishna was Ananga Manjari. Can you imagine? So all the Goswamis are Manjaris of Vrindavan, of Goloka. Okay. So she was actually Ananga Manjari, and she came in the form of Gopal Bhatta Goswami for us or for our benefit. Right. Sometimes he's also said to have been an incarnation of Guna Manjari. Okay. So Ananga Manjari or Guna Manjari. And disciples, he's further, he's the spiritual master of Srinivas Acharya and Gopinath Pujari. Okay, so he's further spiritual master of Srinivas Acharya and Gopinath Pujari. Okay, next class we will learn Raghunath Das Goswami. Any questions so far? Any questions?
Mataji, why did Gopal Bhatta Goswami, want his name not to be mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion? No?
So I don't know the real reason, but I think it's because Rupa Goswami was more senior, right? So when the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has mentioned Sri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha, maybe to respect Rupa Goswami, he considered himself very insignificant in front of Rupa Goswami. That's why he might have told, "Do not mention my name." But I don't know the factual reason. This is just a guess that I'm okay. Hare Krishna. I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Was it because of he was very humble, or like you mentioned, out of respect?
Probably humble humility also. I don't know. I'll check and I'll let you know in the next class.
Okay,
Please do
Mataji. Hare
remind me.
Krishna.
I will let you know.
No, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, no other questions? We can end. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू ऑल.